Thanks for joining us here on Seattle Seahawks Today. Tyler Jones here with you, and I got some bad news for the Atlanta Falcons. We'll tell you how your Seattle Seahawks can capitalize on this edition of the program. Before we do that, folks, if you want the Seahawks to beat the Falcons this week, I need you to spam W in the comments section. If we get at least 300 Ws, I think that pretty much guarantees victory. So go ahead, do your part, get those W's in the comments section, and we'll get started here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. So the bad news for the Falcons as we look ahead to Sunday. Wednesday's practice report included 3 defensive starters for this Atlanta Falcons defense that were on the injury list. And there's a pretty good chance that all 3 of them are not going to play this Sunday against Seattle. Let's tell you about all of them and let you know what you need to know. Troy Andersen, their starting outside linebacker with a knee injury. Lorenzo with a concussion. And then you have Justin Simmons, the all-pro safety, with a hamstring injury. He is questionable as well. So let's kind of break these down in detail piece by piece. Andersen has missed the last 2 games. He's been out, so if he misses the third one, that wouldn't be too surprising as he's been out these last couple of weeks. And then you look at Justin Simmons and that hamstring injury. That's a new one. Remember, he left Sunday's game against Carolina with that injury. And then just kind of looking at things, the Falcons, their head coach, Raheem Morris, he said on Wednesday that they're still monitoring both of those situations. He hasn't ruled them out for Sunday yet, but at least on the part of these two with Andersen and Simmons, they're keeping tabs to see where the status is with these two go, if they're going to be able to play or not. But that's something that they're continuing to follow. Could be a game-time decision with both of them there. Meanwhile, with Carter, his situation, he was initially on the injury report with an illness, and then they came back to report that it was a concussion that he was dealing with. So Carter, I would think, is more than likely not going to play Sunday with those concussion symptoms there. So 3 players all potentially out for Atlanta. What do the Seahawks need to do to take advantage of this? We'll go over that in a moment. But first, is this the week the losing streak finally ends? Does the bleeding stop for Seattle? What do you think? Type Y for yes, in for no. Weigh in on our pinned comment. Let us know what you think. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. And you may be thinking, should I go to Atlanta and see the Seahawks play? I mean, it's the cheapest airport in America to fly into. I know it would be a long trip from Seattle, but this might be worth going to. Mercedes-Benz Stadium, gorgeous. Atlanta, very nice city. Could be a good place to cheer on your Seahawks on the road. Whether you want to go see your Seattle Seahawks, home or away, or you want to see the Seattle Kraken or a number of different teams and events, Game Time's got it all, from sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more. You choose the event you want to go to. They got the prices listed. You choose your seat. See if you like that seat or not with the visual, with their seat views, that 3D view. And then you're checking out with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. They have their super deals as well. If you see a super deal, that's a deal you don't want to pass up on. Game Time is a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats. You don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game Time. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Now, keep in mind, the Falcons, potentially without 3 defensive starters, their defense has already looked, as the kids say, mid to begin the season. They're not great. They're not necessarily bad either. They're just kind of middle of the road from what we've seen from this Falcons defense to this point. You go over their statistics. Points per game, they're allowing about 22.5 points per game. That's about 15th best in the league. Yards allowed, 335.7. That's 17th. Opponent third down conversion percentage around 38%. That's towards the bottom of the league. and opponent red zone scoring percentage, 15th. They do a good job of keeping teams out of the end zone. The opponent touchdown percentage, or touchdowns per game, rather, 2. That's 9th best in the NFL. So the Seahawks have to capitalize on the defensive issues with this Falcons team. And with those injuries, that should open up some things for this Seattle offense. We're expecting a high-scoring game as is, and it's probably going to take a shootout to win this game. So hopefully the Seahawks offense is up to snuff and ready to go. You compare those numbers on Seattle's side of things. Points per game, they're ranked 13th at 24.3. Yards per game, they're ranked 7th at 373.2. Third down conversion percentage, not great. 20th in the league at 38.67%. Red zone scoring touchdown percentage, they're 11th in the league at 64.29. And touchdowns per game, they're ranked 11th at 2.8 per game so far. I think the key for this Seattle team when dissecting this matchup is going to be those third down opportunities. Got to win on those third downs and continue to move the football. And we've seen JSN be very effective when it comes to those third down plays and moving the offense forward. Gino in pass attempts, he's got to be on it, specifically when it comes to third down. And one thing I would stay away from if I'm game planning this game, if I'm the Seattle Seahawks, if I'm Ryan Grubb and company, I would do whatever it takes to stay away from play action attempts on third down. Personally, I hate play action, to be honest with you. I think it leads to far too many sacks, especially when you have this Seahawks offensive line. They shouldn't be running much play action passing anyway. But on third down, think about this. You go back all the way to last season, 2023. The Seahawks have a third down conversion success rate on play action of 0. And for our Spanish-speaking friends, 0. Same number. That is the worst in the NFL, as you can imagine. So, third down, got to win those, got to use JSN. And for all that is holy, please stay away from the play-action passing game on third down. On watch parties when it's third down, you guys know what we do. We spam 3. Third down. Type those 3s. Get that comment section. Type those 3s. Third down thunder. Bring the third down thunder. Let's win those third downs and get that started right now here on the channel. We will be live here on Seahawks Today for Seahawks and Falcons coming up this Sunday. Our coverage begins bright and early, 9 a.m. Pacific. We'll have our mimosa boots in hand ready to go for our hour-long pregame show. Then we'll react to the game in real time. Big Tex is going to join me. You will not want to miss it. Starting at 9 a.m. Pacific, kickoff at 10, right here on Seahawks Today. Subscribe now, youtube.com/SeahawksTV. We will see you then. Now, if the Falcons are indeed without Justin Simmons, I think that's the biggest of those 3 injuries for Atlanta, then this could turn into a big opportunity for DK Metcalf to really go off in this game and specifically take advantage of the yards after catch. So far this season, the yak yards, DK's been yakking it up with 184 yards after catch. That's 9th best in the NFL so far this season. And I was reading from an NFL insider of sorts describe the season that DK's having as sneaky good. He had those 3 straight 100-yard receiving games, and the last couple of weeks he's been okay but not great. But when DK's on, he has been on. And the pace that he's at right now of 31 catches, 469 yards, 2 touchdowns, 15 yards of reception, he's doing a very good job. This could turn into the best season of DK's career. But what we see too many times, historically speaking, with DK is that he tends to fade in and fade out. Either he looks really great or he goes MIA. This week, I need to see DK Metcalf locked in. I don't need any personal foul penalties. I don't need him fumbling the football and making those silly mistakes. I need to see the best version of DK Metcalf we can possibly see to capitalize and take advantage on this Atlanta Falcons defense, especially without Justin Simmons. DK said this recently about his season so far. I think the biggest thing for me is we got to win games. Imagine that. That's why I'm here. That's why I like to play football, to win football games and to try to do whatever it takes to put myself and everybody else in the best position to do that. So evaluating my season, I think I've done a pretty good job, but not giving the ball away. I've been at the scene of 3 turnovers this year. I appreciate that he's self-aware about that, by the way. Eliminating those and just take care of the football and continue to do my job. I think DK is going to step up. I think this is going to be the week we all want it to be from DK Metcalf, where he really goes off. He knows that the last couple of weeks have not gone the way that he wanted to. And you think about it, they've had this 3-game losing streak. In 2 of those 3 games, he did not go over 100 receiving yards. So DK Metcalf, let's get that best version out there in a high-scoring game. I want to see them use DK, use him effectively, stretch the field with DK. We know that Geno is a very good deep passer, and DK is your best option to stretch the field and take advantage of that vertical passing game. Watch out for DK Metcalf. Do you believe that DK will have a big game this week against the Dirty Birds? Type B for believe, D for don't. I think he will, so I'm typing B for believe. What do you guys think? Type B for believe, D for don't. Get your answers in the comments section, and we'll see you next time. Make sure and join us on Sunday morning, bright and early. We'll see you then.